Hi, in this video we're looking at factorization, simple factorization. Firstly, we'll get on to the different types, right? Now, factorizing is the reverse of expanding brackets. So we are usually given an expression, and what we do is we have to find the highest common factor in the number of terms that we have in order to get it in that expanded form. So you want to get it in the expanded form. So let's look at this first example here. You want to factorize 7x plus 7y. So as I just mentioned, 7x plus 7y. We have two terms here, 7x and then 7y, right? So what is the highest, what is the common factor between 7x and 7y? Well, obviously, there's no common letter, right? Because x and y are different. But we could tell that 7 is a common factor between 7x and 7y. So what we could do is, what we say is that we factor out or we pull out that 7, put that 7 outside, or put your brackets, and now ask yourself, 7 times what will give me back 7x? 7 times what? So I could write here, 7 times what will give me 7x? It is obviously x, right? So you're going to put that x right there, right? Then put back your plus sign. And now you're going to ask yourself, 7 times what will give me back 7y? So 7 times what will give me 7y? And here will always be y. So here we put the y, close brackets. And that's my answer, 7 open brackets, x plus y, close brackets. Now, we could check back and see if our answer correct, So we have 7 open brackets, x plus y, close brackets. If we expand our brackets, remember there's an invisible multiplication sign here, right? So 7 times x is 7x, and then 7 times y, we plus 7y, and see how we get back our original answer, right? So this first one was pretty easy. Let's go on to some other examples. Alright, so this first one here is similar to the question we just did, right? 8m take away 8n. So we have 8m take away 8n. Obviously, the letters are different, but we notice that there's a common factor of 8, so we could pull out that 8. Put your brackets now. So 8, ask yourself, 8 times what will give me back 8m? 8 times m will give me back 8m. Put the minus sign there. And now 8 times what will give me 8n? 8 times n, right? So you see how we get to there? And if we had to expand the brackets now to get back our original answer, you'll see how we'll get it, right? So 8 by m will give me the 8m, and then 8 by minus n will give me minus 8n, right? So you could always check back, do the reverse to see if you get back your original answer, right? And then the second one we have here, 3x plus 6y. Again, x and y are totally different, right? So that is not a common factor here, right? But now let's look at the numbers. We have 3 and 6. Now we know that the highest common factor of 3 and 6 is 3 factor, right? Thinking about factor. 3 is the highest number that can go into both 3 and 6. So we pull out 3, put your brackets, ask yourself 3 times what will give me 3x, so 3 times x. Put your addition sign there. And now 3 times what will give me 6y. Now we know that 3 times 2 is 6. And then 3 by the y will give me that y part there, right? So let's look at some more examples. So we're looking at the first one here. 8w take away 4h. So w and h are different, so we're not worrying about that. Looking at the numbers, 8 and 4. What is the highest common factor, highest common number between 8 and 4? It is 4. 4 is the highest number that can go into 8 and 4, right? So we are pulling out that or factoring out that. So put your brackets. So we know that 4 by 2 is 8, and then we put back the w. Minus 4 by 1 is 4, and then it's just put back your h. So if you had to remove your brackets, this is what we got. Let's just remove the brackets to see if we get back the same answer from the original answer. 4 by 2 w is 8w, which will take away sign. 4h will give me 4h. So you see, we get back our original expression. Alright, let's get the second one down here. Now, we have 6x plus 9y plus 15z. X, y, and z totally different. We can't pull out a common letter. But we have 9, 6, 9, and 15. Now, again, we have to pull out that what is the highest common factor between 6, 9, and 15? What is the highest common number, right? Some people can look at it and know that the number is 3. But for those who can't, list out the factors of 6, 9, and 15, right? And when you do that, you'll realize that 3 is the highest common factor. So we are going to pull out or factor out that 3. So so this is the sum, 6x plus 9y plus 15z. We are going to pull out 3, right? Put your brackets now. 3 by 6. 3 by what to give me 6? 3 by 2. And I can just put back the x, right? So now 3 by 2x will give me back that 6x. Plus 3 by what will give me 9? 3 by 3. And we put the y in as well. Plus 3 by what to give me 15? 3 by 5. And they put in the z. And once again, you could remove your brackets and ensure that you get back the original expression as well. Alright, so let's look at this first one here. We have 12x minus 3, right? The highest number that can go into both 12 and 3 is 3. So I'm pulling out that. So 3 times what to give me 12? 3 times 4. And I just put back the x. Put your minus sign. 3 times what to give me back 3? 3 times 1. And that's it. So I realized here I forgot to put in my 4, right? So right. That's just so now let's double check and see if we get back our answer. So this is what we have, 3 open brackets 4x minus 1. So 3 by 4 is 2 minus 3 by 1 is 3. So you see, you could just double check, right? Alright, let's get this other one down here as well. So now we have x squared plus 2x. Right, so we have x squared plus 2x. Now, once again, we're looking for a common factor. Now, there's no number before the x squared. Well, the number is really 1, right? But we have x squared here and we have x here. The thing is, they clearly have that x in common there, right? But we need to know what exactly are we pulling out or we're going to factor out. Now, x squared is same as x times x, right? And well, x is just by its own, right? What we do in a case like this, we have x to the power 2 plus 2x, right? This is really 2x. This is to the power 1. When there's no power, it means to the power 1, right? What we do, we pull out the letter, the common letter with the lower power, meaning we're pulling out x to the power 1, or just x, right, in this case, right? Put your brackets now. So x times what to give me x squared? X times x, right? Plus x times what will give me back 2x. X by 2 will give me back 2x. And you can just write it as x. You can leave out the power 1 that I had up there, right? So again, since with 2x, there's no power up here, right? But because there's no power, a 1 is understood, right? And what I'm saying is when you have common letters and you have different powers, pull out the common letter with the lower power, right? So let's look at some more. Alright, so in this one we have y squared minus 12y, right? Again, you have y squared and you have y by itself here, which means y to the power 1, right? And as I said, pull out the common letter with the lower power, which in this case is y to the power 1, or just y we could write it as, right? Put your brackets, y times what gives me y squared? Y times y. Bracket take away sign, minus sign. And now y times what will give me 12y? Y times 12. And again, you could remove your brackets. Let's just check to see if we get the same thing. So y by y is y squared. And y by minus 12 is minus 12y, right? So always check back if you, just to make sure what you're doing is correct. So let's look at this nice interesting question here. We have x to the power 3 plus x to the power 2, right? So x to the power 3 plus x to the power 2. And as I said, we have that common letter of x, but we have different powers. What we're going to do is we pull in out that common letter with the lower power, which is x to the power 2. And now let's put our brackets. X to the power 2 times what will give me x to the power 3. Obviously, it'll be one more x. We have one more x, right? So it'll be x. So I'm going to put it here. X to the power 2 by x, that'll be x to the power 3. Plus x to the power 2, what we said x squared, times what to give me x squared. Give what? X to the power 2 times what to give me back the same x to the power 2. And that'll just be 1. Right? Again, all about practice, right? Practice, practice, practice. And this is our last question for this video. So now we have 4y to the power 3 minus 2y squared. If we realize we have, before the y's, we have 4 here and we have 2 here. So we need to, and then we have the common letter, which is the y, right? So we actually need to look at this in two pieces. So 4y to the power 3 minus 2y to the power 2. First, you look at the numbers by itself. When I say numbers by itself, I'm talking about the numbers before the y's. So the 4 and the 2. What is the highest common factor between 4 and 2? It is 2, right? And now let's look at the letters, because we have to pull out letters because they have common letters here. Now, we have y to the power 3 and y squared. Remember when I said, once you have a common letter, you pull out that letter with the lower power, which is the y squared in this case, right? Y to the power 2. So in all, we pulled out 2y to the power 2. So now put your brackets. So 2 times what will give me 4? 2 times 2. And then y squared, or y to the power 2 times what will give me y to the power 3? That'll just be y. Put your takeaway sign. And now 2y to the power 2 times what will give me 2y to the power 2? That'll just be 1. And that is it. I know some of you are probably a little bit confused, but I do encourage you all to replay the video, pause, try them over, right? And you will get the hang of it. So I'll see you all in my next video.